It is officially time for the FIFA 21 Team of the Year. Guys, we are about a week away from the official unveiling of FIFA 21's Team of the Year as voted by the community. And I've got some official numbers here that will give us a very good idea, and if not a 100% accurate prediction of what the Team of the Year is going to consist of. Guys, I have the whole breakdown, all the stats, all the statistics, everything right here in front of me. Let's get into the video and I'll show you the FIFA 21 Team of the Year. So, starting off with goalkeepers, coming in at number 3 on your list with 4.4% of the voting. Big man Steve Mandanda, the French goalkeeper. It really wasn't even close to the other two being Neuer and Alisson. I'll tell you guys those numbers in a second, but it really wasn't even close between Mandanda and the rest of the group. Courtois was number 4 with 4.1% of the voting. And yeah, so it really wasn't even close. So honorable mention, basically, Steven Mandanda, 4.4% of the voting. Moving on to your second choice goalkeeper, Mr. Alisson from Liverpool, the Brazilian goalkeeper, comes in at 21% of the votes. I mean, it's a bit of a disappointment for him this season. He's been plagued by injuries, and you would have expected him to put up a bit of a better fight this season for Team of the Year. But 21% of the vote is not quite going to get it done. And the only one left, and I think this is the most deserving of them all, Manuel Neuer coming in at 65.6% of the vote. The German goalkeeper tops the list, and it will be your goalkeeper for the FIFA 21 Team of the Year as voted on by thousands of you from across the community. Moving on to defenders, we'll start at left back and go across two center backs and go to right back. So, starting at left back with the overwhelming majority of the vote, actually the highest percentage voted of all left backs, all defenders actually, Alphonso Davies, the Bayern young left back, coming in with 82.7% of the vote, led all defenders in the votes. It's been quite an amazing year for the young Canadian left back, winning the Champions League and the Bundesliga, winning with the treble or the quadruple that Bayern did. So he, of course, is going to be the left back for this year, and his competition for that position was Theo Hernandez and Andy Robertson. Those were 17.5% and 16.7% respectively. So Alphonso Davies will be your left back for the FIFA 21 Team of the Year. Coming in at your two center backs, it's as basically as obvious as this one gets. Virgil van Dijk and Sergio Ramos, 81.1% and 81% respectively, so 0.1% in a gap there. And the closest behind them with Thiago Silva and Marquinhos with 8.2 and 7.7% respectively. Kimpembe coming in at 5th with 7.3%. So your Team of the Year defenders will be Alphonso Davies, Virgil van Dijk, and Sergio Ramos. And moving on to right back, another year where Trent really didn't have much competition. Trent Alexander-Arnold will be your Team of the Year right back. He has 68.7% of the vote. I mean, the closest competition, there's not even a right back on this list. Everything else is a left back. So that will be your back line for the Team of the Year. Alphonso Davies, Virgil van Dijk, Sergio Ramos, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Moving on to the midfield. This is probably the most up for grabs position that we've had in a long time. There have been some fantastic midfield performances this past year, and honestly, it could go any direction. I really don't know. But these numbers are as close to official as we have seen. So, coming in at number 3, the Portuguese Magnifico Bruno Fernandes, 68.4% of the voting. Thiago was in 4th with 26.1. He is the closest, and I think Son has been a bit hard done by the fact that he was listed as a midfielder and not a forward. I do understand that he does play left midfield, so sure, I guess, but Son had 19.2%, Renato Sanchez at 8.2%, so that rounds out the top 6 right there. And moving on to number 2 in the voting, Kevin De Bruyne, the Manchester City midfielder, the other half of Manchester. The Belgian had 74.9% of voting, leaving Kimmich, another Bayern player making an appearance in the Team of the Year. Why are we not surprised? 74.9%, so both him and De Bruyne shared the voting at 74.9%. So your Team of the Year midfield will be Kimmich, De Bruyne, and Bruno Fernandes. Personally, I'm pretty happy with that selection. Obviously, being a Manchester United supporter, I really want to see Bruno in there. I'm going to spend everything in my power to get that card in my team for the rest of the year. A couple of notable ones. Kroos was at 2.2%, and Alwar was at 2.6%. Jordan Henderson, 7.2%, which is a bit of an odd one for me. Liverpool fans, explain that one to me. A bit of an odd one. Moving on to the attackers, the front three of the 4-3-3 FIFA 21 Team of the Year. This one was tough. All right, so there are some names in this list that people are going to be very upset by the fact that they are not in this team. Number 3, I don't personally agree with, but 53.4% of you do. Lionel Messi. I don't know. Personally, I think Jadon Sancho should have been on that somewhere in the voting. Didn't even come close. Wasn't even in the nominees. So he is coming in at number 3. Kylian Mbappe is number 4 in that list with 23.9%. Neymar comes in behind Mbappe at 20.3%. And Erling Haaland even further behind at 11.2%. So that is the top 6 right there. That rounds out the top 6. Coming in at number 2, Cristiano Ronaldo, 64.5%. The Juve striker. I mean, it's one of those things where it's not really a team of the year if it doesn't have Ronaldo and Messi. So those two were always going to kind of be in it, I think. It's one of those sets of players that sells packs for EA, so I think they were always going to be in it no matter what. And coming in at number 1 with 73.6% of the voting, Robert Lewandowski, another Bayern player in the team. I don't think we've had this many Bayern players in the team in ages. This is well-deserved for Mr. Lewandowski. He had one of the best years in the history of strikers. I don't know how many better years we could count, maybe on both hands. Some notable ones that were kind of lower down this list, Sadio Mane and Mo Salah, 9.1 and 8% respectively, and Jack Grealish coming in ahead of Harry Kane. Not sure about that one. Some weird names on here, Caputo and Joselu. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing those right. Some weird ones to be included in the Team of the Year nominee. I don't know. I would have thought maybe like a Marcus Rashford or something could have gotten in there, considering the year that he had. I don't know. Interesting. Jamie Vardy at the bottom of that list with 2.3%, which is also a shocking one, that he wasn't picked over more people. Danny Ings with 5.3%. So, your official FIFA 21 Team of the Year will be Manuel Neuer in goal, Alphonso Davies left back, Virgil van Dijk and Sergio Ramos as your 2 center backs, Trent Alexander-Arnold as the right back, Joshua Kimmich as your DM, Kevin De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes as your 2 other attacking midfielders, and your front 3 of Lewandowski, Ronaldo, and Messi. What a team this is shaping up to be. The most voted 12th man. I know the 12th man vote is a massive thing. I don't understand how they're going to do this. Thiago won it. Thiago won the 12th man vote, but I would imagine if it came down to the Mbappe, Thiago, and Neymar vote, I would imagine that Kylian Mbappe will win that vote, or if EA will force him to win that vote. 1, because he's a cover star, and 2, it's Kylian Mbappe sells the most packs. Hopefully we can see the 12th man maybe be in the form of a player pick this year. They've introduced player picks again this year, which has been a very cool addition and a very welcome addition to the SBC lineup this year, with the 80+ player picks and so on and so forth. So maybe a player pick Team of the Year could be interesting if we have those 3 to choose from. I would assume that would be very expensive, obviously. Or a vote and make it a player SBC. That would be very cool. I know they've done that in years past where they've had player SBCs for the 12th man. That would be fantastic and allow these players to be much more achievable for a lot more players. As obviously not everyone can stack up millions of coins that Neymar and Mbappe would be. And Thiago could be an interesting one. If he does win the 12th man vote, that could be a very, very solid card. Mobile in the midfield, and very, very solid defensively with very high passing. So, guys, let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts of the Team of the Year for FIFA 21 are. Let me know what you think and who you think is going to win the 12th man voting. I'm really excited for this Team of the Year, guys. Honestly, I haven't been this gassed for a Team of the Year in ages. Mr. Fernandes getting in the team. You all know that he will be in my team the second that card comes out. Also, I'd like to give a massive shout out to Foot21 News on Twitter. I will leave their link in the description below. They were the ones that provided us with all this data and all this information so we could provide to you the most accurate prediction and possibly the official Team of the Year for FIFA 21. Guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.